Yo, what's up people, it's your boy P, also known as CaptainP67 from Twitch. We're back at it with another God Builds video for you today. We did actually cover the Lance build yesterday, and I said in the mini-series, call it a mini-series, probably be a mega-series, because there's so many new weapons from the Safi Jiiva Siege. So we're covering all the weapons, I'll be covering all the status and elements, so I won't be just covering one weapon. I will actually be covering all weapons because every weapon is different. As explained in yesterday's video on the Lance, the blast is slightly different from a dragon proc, for example. Obviously you got status and you got critical element, so there's two different kind of perks you can use, and you will have to vary each build if you want to get the most optimum damage. Obviously with something like status, which I explained yesterday, if it's a blast, you're not going to guarantee blast on pretty much every hit. It is going to have to build up. You're going to have to build up the proc, then it goes off obviously, so you're not going to guaranteed hit blast on every hit, but weapons that do a lot of hits will bring that blast up quicker, plus status effect is better as well. And obviously I'll go through each individual weapon with you. But again, I'm covering the most optimal weapon, so without further ado, this is the most OP, super powerful, incredible, fantastic, splendicious, I just made that word up, but mega amazing, Omega LOL sword and shield build, basically. It's just crazy, it's crazy. I can't even explain how powerful it is, but I just have to give you the build, you work with it and you'll see it for yourself. But without further ado, let's get to it. So when you do actually mod it up the way I've modded it up, you got 449 attack, you got 60 affinity, 280 element, a lot of white sharpness. It's not a massive chunk, but it is a lot of white sharpness, and this does have protective polish built in. So you will see why we've done it the way we've done it and why it's so powerful, and it covers everything for you. So with that, you'll get attack boost level 7, critical eye level 7, blast attack 4, again for that blast status, critical boost max, weakness exploit max, slugger 3 max for that KO. Agitator 2, health boost 1, recovery, airborne, evade window, mind's eye, so you won't be bounced up, and protective polish, all covered in the build for you. So it does actually have everything in for you, so it'll cover every situation, so it'll be your maximum offense, obviously all the attacks max, the blast max, even agitator ready on top for the extra power, extra damage and crit. Slugger's amazing because it's got the KO power, so if you don't know how Slugger works, I mean, you can do Slugger 5 and Slugger 3, but just talk it over with you real quick. And just for the newer players as well, because we have got a lot of new players to the game. So attack boost is max level 7, 21 plus 5 affinity, which is crit. Critical eye is maximum at 7 at 40%. We've got blast attack, which is blast build up at 30% plus bonus of 10. We've got crit boost, which is increased critical boost damage by critical hits to 40%. Definitely need that for the sword and shield. Weakness exploit 3. So we got an extra attacks that hit weak spots have 30% increased affinity with extra 20 parts on rigid parts. And as I said, we've got a base of 60%. So if you add these, you're getting 110% crit. So you're doing guaranteed crit as long as you weakness exploit the part. But if you're not, you're still doing 60% of base critical damage. And you'll see how many times it crits, which is a heck of a lot. And then we got Slugger 3. Makes it easy to stun monsters. Now when you stun monsters, it puts them in a drool state. It makes them sluggish, so you can do a lot more damage, more DPS. It does knock monsters out and over. I've used Slugger 3 before, I'll explain it in another video I did, how powerful this is, and especially for the sword and shield. The more opportunity you get for a monster to be kind of exhausted and drooling, you can do your shield bash over and over, you can do your shield rush for that maximum damage. It definitely is a game changer with the build. Use the agitator 2, so while active it grants 8% attack extra, it gives you increased affinity by 5. So we're doing 60%, we don't really need the extra affinity, but you know, more affinity, why not? Plus extra damage. So not only doing your base damage of 449 without a might seed and extra demon powder, etc. You're doing an extra 8 attack on each attack on top, and then obviously you'll get an increased affinity, so it'll give you more chance to proc. But we do kind of crit a lot with this weapon in the way I built it. Health 15, sword and shield. Obviously you want to be optimal, so you want to be not only do the maximum damage, you want to be make sure you're surviving to keep that optimal damage up. Once you take your buffs, you do not want to die, and obviously you have to reuse everything and waste all your items, which can happen a lot. Recovery up as well is kind of a special bonus we added this build. So it increases the amount of recovered when restoring health. So not only will you be getting that extra bit of health, you recover up quicker, get back to fight quicker. Now this is debatable. People have heard many times it doesn't work. Some people have said it does work. But increase the damage caused by jumping attacks. I've used it, I'm talking about mountain attacks. So whether you're ledge hopping with the sword and shield, which you can do a lot. Yesterday on yesterday's stream, I ledge hopped 7 times in a row. Total of ledge hopping 14 times once I got knocked by Safi Jiiva. So if you're saying you're doing an extra attack power of 30% on top of what I'm doing, makes a big difference, and you want to get that DPS up. So whether it counts as your hits from above and you're jumping the mountain attacks, it doesn't really matter because you got it included in there and it covers everything for you. But you want to be doing extra damage every time, especially with sword and shield. Now, this is kind of a bonus as well. We added evade window. You can kind of move around a lot with the sword and shield. That's why I love the weapon. I absolutely love it a lot. I've used it a heck of a lot as well. I got killed thousands of monsters with all the hunts I've used done from Monster Hunter World to this game. And this can make a big difference. I mean, if you're iframing and you kind of miss that iframe, this will give you just a little bit of extra window. And you can stack it up if you want. So you can adjust the builds to suit your own playstyle. Everyone is different. Everyone plays sword and shield for support, but I don't. I play aggressive. I like to do maximum DPS. I like to do speedrun. So I'm not building for any sport personally. But you can use it for sports. So you can change around a lot of these around for sport builds, but I'm not going to because that's not me. Anyway, we've got Mind's Eye, which will prevent you from bouncing. So prevents attacks from being deflected. You don't need to worry about the shortens distance power before the action arrows and ammo because obviously we're not using that, we're using sword and shield. But Safi Jiiva, if you don't have purple sharpness, every time you attack it you will bounce off. Ruining a Gigante, when you get into a certain stage you will be bouncing off. Silver Athelos, Gold Rathian, quite a lot of monsters in Iceborne definitely do require this because you'll be bouncing off a lot and that kind of get you carted. So this included, you won't bounce off anything regardless of your sharpness and you keep everything moving from there. And it's definitely required and definitely comes for you. Now this is important. Now sword and shield, you can lose a lot of sharpness over a period of time, but I've included this with the build. So if you use a whetstone, obviously it takes you just 2 clicks of a sharpen and you're back to like maximum sharpness. But with the sword and shield you are relentlessly chopping away, so you can lose a lot of sharpness. But with this add-on in the build, not just on your mantle, this will save you a lot. I'm always in the white sharpness. I don't really want to run out of white sharpness on Safi Jiiva. Yesterday for example on my stream I broke 7 parts. Broke the legs, broke the chest, broke the head, I cut the tail off. I did so much damage, I did absolutely so much damage with this build. I was kind of surprised and shocked how OP the build is, and that's why I can't explain how good this build is, and I'll show you. But yeah, with protective polish, we kept white sharpness on. We maybe got to blue sharpness at one point. I had to roll around the corner, I sharpened quickly, got back into fight. It was absolutely great. So we did a lot of damage, So yeah, without further ado, let me just show you how the build is structured and I'll talk anything with you. So let's get rid of this real quick and you can see exactly what I've used and how I've used it. So let's get rid of this. Pow. Let's get rid of this. Pow. And get rid of this. Pow. So as you can see now, I'll show you the build exactly what we've used. We'll talk through it with you. And if there's anything else you need in the meantime, let me know. So what we used is the Safi's Shatterfang. That's the weapon we've used, which is the obviously the blast sword and shield. I'm just getting off this to show you something real quick as well, because you might not know what I've used exactly. So what I've used is a slot of grade 3. So that's giving me the room for those 2 slots there. I need attack increase maximum. You need the most maximum attack because sword and shield doesn't do the most output of DPS, obviously, but when you add this, it pretty much does. It's like I said, I still can't believe how strong it is after yesterday's streams. It's definitely incredible, definitely viable. I've used Barioth Hidden Art. Now, it says on a crit draw, for some reason it doesn't actually show you what it does here, and I've tried to find where I can show you what Barioth Hidden Art does. You can look it up yourself, but on a draw, you do actually stun the monster. You got more chance to stun the monster. So it's got like a hidden stun to it. So when you're running and you're slashing upwards with the sword and shield, as you do a lot of the times to get into a fight, you got a good chance to stun the monster, which I meant with the stun and the KO as well. So it kind of synergizes perfect with that, and it does increase the base damage a little bit as well. So even if it's a little bit more damage, more than welcome. We've added Affinity Increase 5, which is the maximum you can get without maxing your stat. You can only get 6 star on each perk of the awakened abilities. So the attack increase is 6 stars, Affinity Increase is 5 stars. And status up again, we've added that because of the blast damage. We do proc a lot. And with status effect at 5, that's the 5-star one we've got. Again, it does 600 plus damage. It does 600 plus blast damage on Safi Jiiva. Everyone's running the siege, so you're going to maximise that. I've used it against other monsters as well. And again, it doesn't proc as much as 600. It does a basic 300, but 300 is still a lot. But it says 280 on the element itself, but it does a lot of damage overall. So you definitely need that in there. You'll be attacking a lot and you'll be doing a lot of blast procs. So let's get over to the train area in a second. Let me just show you the gems and everything we've used, and then we'll get over to the train area and I'll show you what kind of damage it does as well. So again, Safi Shatterfang, we've used the slot upgrade for that. So we've added KO, Medicine Jewel 4. We've added the Sharp Jewel 2 in there. I'll go over this because in case we've got new players as well. So again, KO is a Slugger gem, and obviously Medicine Jewel 4 is Recovery Up, which I've gone for already. Sharp Jewel gives you protective polish, so weapon sharpness does not increase after a set of time. And it comes with obviously 2 gem slots once you had a slot upgrade 3. So it doesn't come with those straight away, but I've added slot upgrade 3. So it's got a 4 gem slot and a 3 gem slot. We've used the golden headdress beta. That comes with weakness exploit 2 with a 4 gem slot and a 1 gem slot. So we've added flight expert dual 4, which gives that airborne and that critical I was talking about. We've got blast damage in there, so 1 blast duel in there. We've added Rex raw mail beta, which gives you attack boost 2, weakness exploit 1, gives you a 4 gem slot and a 1 gem slot. We've added expert duel 4 for the double affinity for the critical eye double. We've added another critical eye duel for that extra affinity for that critical eye to go up. We've used a Rune of Ambraces beta, which comes with agitator 2, attack boost 1. It's got a 4 gem slot and a 1 gem slot. We've added critical boost 2 duel in there for that crit boost extra. We've added expert duel in there to get that critical eye maximum. We've added Kaiser coil beta, which gives you blast attack 2, which gives you a 4 gem slot, a 2 gem slot and a 1 gem slot. We've added KO vitality duel 4, so for that slug and a health boost. We've added mind's eye duel 2, so it prevents your attacks from being deflected, as I mentioned earlier. We added a blast duel 1 in there to get that blast attack maximum for those maximum blast damage, so you can do as much damage as you can do. And then we've added the Garuga Greaves beta, which will give you a dual 4 gem slot, a 2 gem slot, a 2 gem slot, which will give you KO evasion duel 4, which will give you slugger plus that evade window I was mentioning for that iframe. We've added critical boost duel 2, critical boost duel 2, and that will give you the maximum damage. We've added attack charm 4 in there for you, so you use the maximum attack charm so you can get a maximum attack damage. And the impact, we've added KO duels. These are not even really required right now. We can actually remove these, so if you want to remove those, we can add other stuff in between, but they're not even required. Same as the attack gems as well. We've already got max, as you can see on the right. So we've already got max everything without even adding those. So again, this is kind of just whatever you're going to play with. You could even add more handicraft if you wanted to. You could add a challenger. You can add challenger, for example. So if you want to, we could do more agitator. So we could do bump it up. But again, these are more situational because you're not always going to have your mantle on. Obviously, it's gonna run out at some point. We could have added 2 blasts in there if we wanted to, but there's no point. Everything else is kind of maxed. We don't really need anything else. What's up, Chris? You good? Welcome back to the stream. So we'll use whatever we want to use out here. You could even go for like more vitality, for example, more medicine. Just make it more viable to suit your own playstyle. And these builds can be adjusted to suit your own playstyle. I said many a time, these are true god builds for maximum damage, maximum DPS, but you can change your builds according to suit your own playstyle. Now what we're going to do is head over to the training room. Now I did get some feedback from a recent viewer, and one of the comments was, and I'll give them a shout out real quick because it's definitely something they mentioned, which is cool, and you always got to give credit where credit's due. So shout out to Zetsuran from YouTube. They actually requested that instead of using the normal train area, could I use a train area with the cart instead? So we could exploit the cart itself, and then I could show you more damage, which is, you know, viable idea for me. I'm happy with that. So let's just try it. So change up its an area. We can change it over here. So what we can do is I'll show you the base damage first of what you can do without the clutch claw, and then I'll show you the damage after as well. So if we're just slashing straight away, for example, we've got 85, 66, 66, 62, 47, 95, 38, 76, 147, and then aerial attack on the triangle attack, 100 plus. We'll do it with the actual shield bash as well, and I'll show you the perfect rush also. So 120 just with the triangle kind of damage on the back hop step, and the damage from above, the light attack. Now if we're doing this actual shield bash, see the numbers come up again, so you're in the 100 plus. So as you can see, I'm critting every single hit, even if we haven't done a weakness exploit. 166, 204. So again, very, very strong. And this is, like I said, this has got Barioth hidden out in it. So here's a weakness exploit. We're already doing maximum crits every time, so you're all seeing crit damage. But there you go, 180, 85, 62, 95, 76, 136, 146. That wasn't even a crit hit. So as you can see, it's a crazy OP build. So much damage, and I was shocked yesterday. I broke how many parts of Safi Jiiva? Like I said, I broke many parts. I broke the legs, I broke the chest. I actually killed it by doing a leaping attack for the shield bash and knocked it straight over. Broke its chest and killed it. 204 damage. Again, you're just going to be seeing crazy numbers. So it constantly crits 70 plus, and this is sword and shield. And the difference is with this, you can constantly attack over and over and over. We have got to blue sharpness now. So as I mentioned, protective polish. We'll go over that. So again, you can use a whetstone to sharpen quicker, but it's just got to blue sharpness right now. But always sharpen them before you get into a fight. It takes 2 seconds. You got a whetstone. You always get chances to sharpen in between a fight when you knock a monster over. There are always opportunities. I do speed runs. I've done everything with the lance. Every monster in the whole game with the lance. I uploaded the videos as well. On average, most of my speed runs are about 7 minutes now as well. Done some in 6 minutes. I've done some in 7 minutes. Some are taking 9 minutes, but majority of my speed runs are done under 10 minutes. And pretty much every hit, 90% of hits are going to crit. So all that damage, you haven't lost any sharpness whatsoever. But there you go, folks. I've covered the brand new Sword and Shield Blast Sword and Shield from Safi Jiiva, which is also known as the Shatfang. I will be covering other weapons for you, but if there's any questions, let me know. I'll cover everything in the future for you. I will be covering all monsters, all aspects of things, and everything included, but I will be going over each weapon individually. I'll go through all the elements as well for you. But make sure you support my channel. So the sub and donation links will be in the description below, which are on my Twitch profile. The links for everything else, all my socials, will be on my Twitch profile as well. If you need anything else, if you want to do any runs, I do open lobbies and open sieges every day, and I stream every day on Twitch, so make sure you support my content. Well, if you need anything else, I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you, and peace out.